Hello YouTubers, Stevie D here. Just want to say hello and see how you all doing today. Taking my new KLR 650 out for a ride. So just picked this bike up a couple weeks ago from the dealer, and really enjoying the way she runs, and getting ready for a big trip and thinking about putting some mods on it. So a little bit about myself. I've been a firefighter for 30 years in the wonderful city of La Crosse, Wisconsin, and I'm going to retire come this spring. So in about 3 months I'm going to retire, and my goal is to do some more motorcycle riding. I've always ridden motorcycles for most of my life but it's about time for me to take a long trip. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. I've done a lot of long distance rides, a couple different iron butt rides, so I've really enjoyed riding. I haven't ridden the last 2 years that much just due to I had a shoulder surgery and some injuries and that, but now I'm all back, put together pretty well, and it's time to get out riding. I did an endurance kind of ride this summer, not really a ride, but through one of the riding groups that I ride with every once in a while, called the Melting Pot Grand Tour. It's put on by Team Strange. They're a organization or group out of the Twin Cities in Minnesota that put some good rides together. They got some really serious riders up there. Every year they do a thing called Minnesota 1000. It's 1,000 miles in a 24-hour period, kind of like a scavenger hunt. You don't have to ride 1,000 miles in that 24-hour period, but it's kind of like a little bit of a goal. You get points for going to different areas, which is kind of cool. They'll give you, like, you have to go up to this casino and get a $1 coin, or you have to get a receipt from this restaurant. Or one year we had to drive into northern Wisconsin to find a tombstone in a graveyard and figure out what the saying on it was of a famous person. So it's kind of neat. You get points for all those. Some of them are kind of cool and some are kind of, funny, and there's some even set up that they're sucker bets. They say, hey, this could be worth 500 points to get a receipt from Culver's, or make it 10,000 points if you get a receipt from the McDonald's in Bemidji. Well, the cool thing is they can only be open at certain times, so if you don't plan your route right, you get there, they're closed. You either got to wait for them to open or skip and go on, and it all depends, can you make it back within the time limit. So it's kind of a cool deal. If you're thinking about doing some kind of different types of rides or adventure rides, Team Strange is an awesome thing. Opposite years of the Iron Butt Association's 11,000 mile, 11-day thing, they do a thing called the Butt Light usually, and that's the smaller ride, like a 7 day, 7,000 miles. But it's kind of a cool little organization, very good people to do, and I've got my, broken me into long distance riding, dealing with them. And that friend of mine, Brett, does a lot of riding. Two of us, get together and we've done a lot of these long distance trips. I mean, we've done the coast to coast in 50 hours. 1 year we did a ride with Team Strange. It was around all Great Lakes in 100 hours with an unofficial attempt to, let's try to see how many riders can do it in under 50 hours. Well, we were able to do it, and they had a bunch of riders that were actually able to do it under 50 hours, which was an incredibly educational ride for us. We learned a lot of things about sleep deprivation and hyperthermia, but I'll cover those in probably in a different vlog. So what I'm thinking about doing is, I've always liked doing long distance rides. I got a lot of my relatives over in Germany and I want to visit them. So I thought, well, why not kind of pair it together? And I've been wanting to do it for several years. A while ago I saw a movie, a lot of you guys saw the movie or the film called Long Way Around with Ian McGregor and Charlie. So I thought, maybe I'd like to do something like that. It'd be kind of cool, something that, no one else around this area have done, and guys at work all think I'm crazy because I've driven to St. Louis for a hamburger once just because I could. So I like riding, and it just kind of, most of us that do it know it's find our peace of mind, or it's my bike's basically my therapist. So I thought, well, might as well do it. So I started looking for bikes, and I thought, well, what should I do? You know, I've driven a bunch of different bikes growing up. I had a little Honda CBR. I had a Yamaha E50 Special. The last bikes I had, the last two were Honda Shadow Sabres 1100 BTCs. Really liked the bikes, enjoyed them. They were great bikes for going out for a ride. You can put a lot of miles on them. Both those bikes are the ones I did most of my iron butt rides without having any issues with them. So I thought, well, look around, because a street bike is not, or a cruiser is not a bike that you're going to take around the world. Yeah, it might be fine for Western Europe, but I'm pretty sure as soon as I get Eastern Europe, Russia, and if I get down in Mongolia and that area, it's going to get kind of rough to ride a cruiser. Yeah, it can be done, but, you know, I'm not suicidal either. So I thought, well, let's look for an adventure bike. And also, I liked reading about some of the adventure trails, and like the TAT and Wisconsin's version of it. So I thought, well, let's see what I can find. So I went around and I'm looking, and I liked BMWs. So I went, thought, well, don't ride off-road. I might as well take a rider's course or learn how to ride off-road. So I found the BMW's rider course down in South Carolina. So I signed up, went down there, took it. Awesome experience. Anybody looking for a school to go to and learn how to ride, especially if you have no clue, these people are outstanding. So I went down there, and I first tried the F800gs, because I thought, well, it's lighter. Everybody's telling me, hey, don't go with a heavy bike. I'll try it. So 800 was nice. You know, I'm used to riding bigger bikes. You see, I'm a pretty big guy. So, you know, dropping down the 800 was nice. It was a lot lighter than what I thought it was going to be, but it was still heavy after picking it up about the 12th time in a day. But I liked it. And then the last day I decided I'm going to upgrade and try the R1250GS, and I tried that. And I liked it. Again, big, heavy, bulky and stuff. So I started looking at them and that, looking at the price, you know, they're 23, 24, you add all the little whistles and everything you want to add to the bike, and it gets kind of expensive, got up to 30,000. So I looked at, well, maybe I'll try the 800 and start priced at. Well, you know, it comes in about 18, 19, and at 20 plus, and I'm thinking about putting all the stuff on, especially if you go with all the BMW stuff. And more research, I've seen they still had problems with frames getting busted up on them and that. And they don't handle really heavy loads as well as I wanted to. But then I don't know too many bikes that do. So, going to retire and watching it, you know, nickels and dimes. I thought, well, look around. So I found a Super Tenera. One of the guys at the dealership owns one, and he said, come on, take it for a ride, see if you like it. Rode it around, nice bike. I mean, it had everything I was kind of looking for on it. Price wasn't too bad. You know, they started on somewhere around 13, but again, when you add everything up onto it, putting stuff on it, I was getting up there again, close to, you know, 17, 18, you know, grand. I'm like, well, what else could I find? So looked around a little bit, and on the dealership, I seen they came out with the African Twin. So they didn't have one in town, but I said if I could find one, let me know. We actually took a trip up to Duluth, Minnesota, and visited Arrow Stitch up there, some beer, and turned around and found the dealer up there, and they had actually an African Twin. So I took it for a ride. Interesting bike. Being an automatic, it was something different. Didn't really care for the way it shifted and that, and it felt kind of narrow, small, and that. And I had not ridden really off-road bikes until that one, so thought, well, not really for me. So it wasn't, you know, the biggest fan, but I kept it in the back of my mind. At 13 plus, had some good reviews, and again, it's going to cost a little bit to upgrade it. But with Honda's track record that I've had, you know, having over 100,000 miles on bikes with them, and never ever having to do any work besides oil, tires, and fuel, and batteries and a couple stators, that's about it. Shops. So I thought, well, let's look around. So I came back into town trying to find what I could see and have, and one of the guys at a said, well, let's go take a look at Suzuki and Vstrom. So I thought, well, all right, let's take a look at what the V-Strom has to offer. So, Fred, buddy that ride with a lot, turns around to my son works at the local motorcycle shop. And, you know, if you want to talk to Corbin, I think he says they have one or two. So call Corbin up, talk to him, and he's like, yep, we have 2 of them, used bikes in. If you want to come take them for a ride, please do. So I made check schedule, was able to go in there, so I went and took it for a ride. So the V-Strom is an interesting bike. It just seemed very small to me. It seemed very cramped on it, which is surprising because I'm 5'11", but I really don't have that long inseam and stuff. But it felt cramped to me, so didn't really care for it. And I just, you know, and I'm like, all right, looked at what else they had. Well, in the on the floor, they had a 2018 KLR, the Digicami one. And I went and took a look at it, and I thought, hey, this is kind of a nice bike. It was very tall looking at it, so I wasn't too sure how I was going to fit on it, but talking with the guy, and he's like, you want to take it for a ride, let us know. You can go ahead and do that. So I took it out for a test ride. First thing I found out, it handled great. It was a tall bike, sat up nice and straight, felt comfortable, and the seat was very comfortable. Doesn't really have a lot of powers I thought it would, or I should say speed. I was looking to shift into 6th gear pretty quick and realized there was none, but it's just a minor problem. You know, it still runs real well. It's got power for off-road. It handled real well. I was surprised being single cylinder and 650 on how well everything worked. And I was a little leery to start with because I'm just not really sure how 650s can like big butt around. But it did everything I wanted it to. So I thought, hey, this is nice. I like it. Came back in. Talked to the sales guy a little bit. Told him I liked it. But I wasn't ready to buy it right now. I wanted to look to see what I could find. So, well, let's see what else comes up. Ran into Corbin later. Talked to him. I said I liked it. You know, if I find another one, used one, you know, granted 7,000 isn't much for a really good motorcycle, but I thought, let's see what I can find. I said, if I don't need to buy one right now. My goal is buy one this winter and do all the mods, and then come spring, take it out, do the sea trials, make sure everything works good, it runs nice and strong, and if everything's good, purchase a bike. So, and you know, God wants me to have one. I want to, you know, fall in my lap somehow. Well, 2 days later, girl recall, this is Dad, tells us, you gotta have Steve come by the shop. As I come by, they have this red 2017 KLR 650 with 300 miles on it. They had actually just taken it in on a trade and basically winterized it and were putting it in the corner. So I'm like, and I also noticed a lot of the bikes are being pushed into the back. Snowmobiles, 4-wheelers coming out for the winter snow sports, riding sports season. So I asked them if I could take it for a ride, put a battery in it, told them, yeah, it's only got 300 miles. Maybe I'll take it for a 150-mile ride. You don't mind me? You know, take it for a ride, whatever you want. So I went out and I rode it for about 170 miles. Found hot place, interstate, back roads, a little bit of cornfield. A lot of different things to ride it in. See how it handled. It did everything I wanted. Stuff. Brett was a lot more mechanically inclined than I am. He went through it. Gary was over there. Gary looked at it. Everything was good. Everybody's saying it's a good bike. No problems with it. Good solid one. So I went back, you know, talked to the sales guy, which was kind of funny. He didn't even know they had it. Then I was interested. So I will say, rides right on power sports and cross. Real easy to work with. Discussed the prices a little bit. Finally got the price I wanted. So I picked the bike up. So, and I am really ecstatic with it. So I'm pretty sure this will be the bike that I wanted, and it's working really well for me. And I was just finding a list of mods I want to do for it. So the first thing I did is I know it needs power ports and run cameras and that and all this thing, you know, video and vlogging. So I thought, well, let's see what I can come up with. So I looked around. I liked the KLR dash. So I thought, well, I'm going to order the windscreen because I noticed that it's very loud compared to what I have upper dash. So I'm going to order one of them. But looking on the internet and getting as much information there is on YouTube. Found some really good posts and stuff, and there's some gentlemen that do really good stuff. Tim Two Wheels, awesome on maintenance and stuff, and showing how to do things and perspectives on the bike. He actually made his own KLR lower dash, so I kind of like the idea of having USB ports instead of cigarette lighters. So I looked around and figured, you know, I could use his plans, maybe change it a little bit, get a couple different setups, and I made my own KLR lower, and it worked really well. Actually, I'm actually going to change it a little bit, different switches in it, and add a couple more things because I want to add fog lights, make my voltmeter independent of my power ports, and then also 4-way flashers I want to hook up to the bike. So, and then maybe a remote for charging in my panniers or something. So looking at that, so I made that just kind of, you know, I want to do something and, you know, the skills to do it. So I made that part. You know, I think all the other mods I'm pretty much going to purchase, but I'm very happy with how it turned out, especially for the first attempt. So I did that one. I like it. The next thing is going to be ordering that upper dash. I'll just got some with stuff, but and then, you know, subframe bolts, crash guards, and things like that. So just thought I'd give you guys a little heads up and shout out. I'm taking, you know, a little ride out in the country because it's a beautiful day in October, and I don't know how many more I'm going to have before I have to worry about hooking up my electrics and everything on the bike. So just want to say thank you. If you're interested in my trip planning and stuff, let me know. I'm going to be posting more about my trip planning for around the world, and then all my mods and anything else I come up with for the bike, and a couple other fun things I have planned for posting. But if you know, like what you see, hopefully you do, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell so you keep up to date with what's going on. Thanks for listening.